I was on my way to the Capitol for an educational conference, and another volunteer was sitting beside me, and she said, I'm thinking about writing National Geographic to get some maps in Spanish. And I said, I don't believe I'd do that. I thought, I think the only way you're going to get a map to stay on the wall is to paint it there. You know, the country's humid, there's no tape, you can't purchase tape, there's no history of anything being on the walls like that in schools. In fact, the only thing you see is oftentimes political paintings on walls. So I wondered if I could paint a map on a wall. So after the conference, I got back to my site, and I'm not sure where I got a map. I think I had one with me that I had brought with me. And I put a grid on it, and then got these two guys who were very good-looking high school kids. And I would meet them every day at the park, but they didn't really want to be seen exactly with me. So I'd meet them at the park, and I'd give them a sign, and they'd give me a sign, and then they'd follow me down to school, and we'd work for 8 or 10 hours on this map. And that's when I knew that I was onto something that Dominicans wanted to do, the people wanted to do. Well, the next thing I thought I would have a more formal workshop. So went to another volunteer site. We had a lunch that was going to be prepared with chicken and rice. We probably had 10 volunteers and about 20 participants coming, and it was at least 100 degrees. And the whole day they drew with some people holding umbrellas over people, and people wouldn't stop for lunch. And I distinctly remember looking at other volunteers and thinking, we're onto something. I didn't consider it as much educational as much as a development project where a community wants to improve itself. And one way to do that would be to have this beautiful mural at school that could be used by the different teachers and classes. And so we take a community, hopefully, and work with the community and go from a place of not really being sure we can do something to learning some skills and acquiring some skills so that we can work on it, and then doing it, and then it is amazing. And then you can say, we had this success. What else can we do in our community? Well, a lot of times you really don't know language when you get to your site. You don't know the language very well. And when you're drawing and painting, it's very much a whispering kind of an activity. And the only words you need to know are, that's beautiful. And I think the beauty of the project is that volunteers make it their own.